record about 4.5 tons of rice yield per hectare. When Captain John Okapu, a pilot, noticed that airplanes come into the country fully loaded and more often than not leave with no cargo, he figured that Nigeria is losing huge sums of money on fueling aircraft without the compensation of exporting goods for needed foreign exchange.
Leave the endpoint first. They are there for you.
That's when he decided to venture into the area of food export, and he insists there is an enormous market for rice starting from Africa, and Nigeria is uniquely placed to serve that market.
If you look at Kebbi State, for example, I think they're looking at about 1 million metric ton of rice this year. I believe they can do up to 5 metric ton because they have the area. You understand me? They're looking at over 600,000 hectares of, floodplains and swampy areas, rich in terms of fertility, and the weather is there. But it's not developed. With such environment, the one they have in the Anambra area, Anambra State, Anyako local government, and Anambra East and stuff like that. These are areas, when fully developed, they can be able to solve the serious food security program in Nigeria. We have a lot of West African nations that can be solid, they can depend on Nigeria in terms of food supply, especially in rice production. Maybe we're talking about Sierra Leone, we're talking about Liberia, and within that region. Because you see, these people, they actually don't have the structure to deal with the Asians or the outside in terms of, importing from those areas. But they can easily depend on their big brother, which is Nigeria.
The pilot turned export expert explains that about 60% of agro-allied export is accomplished by air transport, partly owing to the sensitivity of perishable goods, which must get to the market in good time to be in the best condition for sale.
We're sitting on a gold mine, on a diamond mine. Kenya today is leading African continent in terms of agricultural export. Kenya. And 90% of their export goes to Europe. Now look at Kenya, the location in Africa. They're about 2 hours different more than Nigeria getting to Europe. Do you know what 2 hours is on 350 ton worth of daily agricultural export into Europe? 350 ton a day. Then 2 hours savings in aviation fuel for 300, it's millions of dollars.
While government and individuals in several quarters are making concerted efforts to ensure food sufficiency and steer Nigeria away from import dependency, others appear to be sabotaging their efforts with nefarious acts.
Shaja, bring another one.
The Ogun State Area Command, Nigeria Customs Service, has reported its interception of a petroleum tanker and 25 other vehicles loaded with smuggled bags of rice along the land borders in some areas of the state. The new area controller, Mr. Hassan Gangwa, elaborates.
Our gallant officers arrested one petrol tanker filled to capacity with imported rice along Ijiroko axis of the command. The arrest was also made of 25 vehicles loaded with smuggled rice also along the same route. In another development, on 21st of November 2016, my officers intercepted one trailer carrying an estimate of about 500 bags of rice along Lagos-Shagamu interchange.
He is also soliciting the cooperation and understanding of residents, community leaders, and sister security agencies in checking the rising tide of smuggling activities in the state. Meanwhile, 3 suspects have been arrested in connection with some of the seizures. Nigeria, it seems, is set for self-sufficiency in and perhaps export of rice in the very near future. But first, a few things must be taken care of, like getting enough land for cultivation, sufficient irrigation to sustain a perennial crop yield, and getting the rice to export quality. That has been the big story. Thanks for watching. I am Mary Alale Yusuf.